I have a really basic contact list component here that just goes ahead and pulls in some contacts from an endpoint and then renders them in this nicely formatted list where you can see their avatar, their name, and their email address. Say I wanted to make some pieces of this contact list customizable using slots. For example, say I wanted to make it possible for the consumer to customize how a contact name was rendered. Maybe instead of rendering the full name, they only want to render the first name, something like this. Let's add a slot and try to make this possible. So I'm going to cut out this content and replace it with a slot. Let's head over to the main app component now, and you can see here's where we're rendering that contact list. Let's take the content that we replaced with the slot and paste it between the contact list tags and see what happens. And whoops, it looks like we've broken the entire app. Let's check out the console and see what's going on. So we're getting an error saying that property or method contact is not defined on the instance but referenced during render. So this contact property is not actually defined. And this might seem confusing at first because inside the contact list where we're actually rendering this slot, the contact variable certainly exists in this for loop. So I think the best way to understand what's really happening here is to get rid of this slot and think about this problem in terms of regular props instead. So let's head up to the app component here, and instead of passing through this slot content, why don't we go ahead and pass in a prop called pseudo slot because it's sort of pretending to be a slot, and we can pass in the template that we were originally passing in below. So let's copy this contacts.name.first, and we'll paste that in here, get rid of these contents, head back to the contact list, and replace the slot with just rendering the pseudo slot prop. And if we head down to the script section of our component here, let's make sure that we're actually accepting that pseudo slot prop. So let's go ahead and refresh and make sure we're looking at fresh errors. Okay, so it looks like we're actually getting the same error. Contact is not defined. But when we frame the problem this way using props, I think it's a little bit easier to understand what's happening. Up here in our app component, we only have access to whatever exists in the app scope. We can't just magically reach into the contact list and access properties that are defined there in the child. This expression that we're passing into this pseudo slot prop is evaluated right here, and the evaluated result is what's actually passed into the contact list. That's easy to see if we replace this with something like hello plus world. If we refresh and head over to the View tab here and check out the contact list, you can see the slot is receiving the static string hello world. So by the time this data lands inside of this component, the expression is already evaluated and we just have a static string. In our case though, what we really want to happen is we don't want to evaluate this expression until we're inside the contact list and can have access to things that are inside of this scope, like the contact. So the way that you typically pass in parameters that need to be evaluated later in JavaScript is to pass through a function that returns an expression instead of passing in that expression directly. And this is totally something that we can do with props. So if we head up to the app component, instead of passing in a static string, we can pass in an arrow function that returns hello plus world. And now if you look down in our Vue DevTools, you can see that the prop that we received is actually a function. It's not a pre-evaluated string. And now if we head over to the contact list, we can invoke that function here in our template, and all of a sudden we're back to what we had before with hello world being rendered in the browser, except this time it's not being evaluated until here. The nice thing about functions is that they can take parameters. So for example, we could pass the current contact into the pseudo slot, and now up here in our app component, we could accept that contact and use that contact to generate the string that we want to render. So here we could totally return contact.name.first, and now we see the result that we wanted. We've customized this contact list to display only the first name, and we're able to do it from the parent component. But if we actually wanted to customize the HTML that was rendered here and not just the string, well, we're faced with that same problem that we had earlier that we introduced slots to solve. Thankfully, Vue has another type of slot we can use that behaves exactly like a function prop, except it lets you pass through HTML. These special types of slots in Vue are called scoped slots. Let's head over to the contact list component and I'll show you how they work. So to keep things easy to compare and help you understand exactly what's going on here, I'm going to duplicate this div so we can see both the function prop solution and the scoped slot solution at the same time. So let's go ahead and get rid of this content here, and we'll replace it with the same old boring slot tag that we've used in the past. Now to turn this slot into a scoped slot, just like we're doing with the function prop up here, all we need to do is pass some parameters to the slot somehow. And the way that you do that in Vue is by adding attributes to the slot. So we can add a contact attribute, for example, and pass through the current contact. And this is conceptually identical to what we're doing with the function prop up here, with one minor difference. And that's that in this case, we're passing through a key value pair. So if we really want to make this comparison accurate, we need to change what we're doing up here. And instead of passing in contact as a positional argument, we need to pass through an object. So we're passing through a key value pair where contact is going to map to the current contact. Now, if we head back to app.vue, we need to update the function that we're passing in to actually receive that object instead of receiving the contact directly. So say we receive an object called props. Now we can access the contact off of that props object. And if we go ahead and refresh here, we should see we're still seeing the same result. So now that we're passing that contact back up to the slot from the child, how do we make use of it in the parent? To start, let's try and render the contact first name again. So we'll just say contact.name.first, and we're going to see that the application breaks again, and we're getting those same errors about the contact not being defined. So just like we do up here with the function prop, we need some way to accept the props that are being passed to us from the child. Now, in this case, since we're not rendering any additional wrapper elements around this or anything, we need to make use of Vue's template element so we have somewhere to accept the props. So I'm going to add a template tag here, and let's go ahead and move contact.name.first up inside of it. And you can see nothing has changed yet, but now we have a place to accept those arguments that are passed to us from the child. And we can accept those arguments using Vue's special slot scope attribute. So if we add this slot scope attribute, we can specify the name of the object that we want to be able to access the props from. So if we're trying to keep this comparison one-to-one, just like we have up here, we can call our slot scope props, and now down inside of this template element, we can access the contact under the props object. And let's go ahead and refresh the browser to make sure we're not getting any errors now, and you can see we're not getting any errors, and we're seeing the contact's name rendered twice. So it looks like things are working as expected. Now, the nice thing about using a scoped slot for this instead of a function prop is that we can do more interesting things with the HTML. Say, for example, we wanted each contact's name to be a link to a particular contact page for that contact. We could add an anchor tag, and we could bind the href to be something like /contacts/props.contact.id to get the ID of that contact. And now if we move this content up inside of the anchor tag, well, now we actually have a link to each contact in this component. And this is something that we, of course, couldn't do with a regular function prop. And now that we actually have a wrapper element for this content, we also can take this slot scope attribute and move it onto the actual anchor tag. This lets us get rid of the template tag entirely while still generating the same result. We can even clean this up a little bit more by taking advantage of JavaScript's object destructuring feature. So destructuring in JavaScript sort of lets us extract just the parts we want from an object instead of having to accept the whole object as a function argument. So for example, here in this function, we only actually need access to the contact property on this object. So we can replace props here with an object where we just specify that we want to extract contact. And now we can get rid of props and just reference the contact directly. And if we go ahead and refresh, you'll see we don't actually have any errors and everything's actually working. Vue supports object destructuring in our slot scope definition too, which means we can take this same bit of code here, replace props with a destructured contact here, and now we can get rid of props dot in front of both of these, and we have a slightly cleaner result. And again, if we go and refresh, we don't have any errors and everything's working. So scoped slots can be one of the most confusing features to try and learn in Vue, but I think it really helps if you think of a scoped slot as just being a function that returns template data, just like this function prop up here. When you start thinking of regular slots as just being regular props and scoped slots as being function props, it becomes a little bit easier to understand what's actually happening. Now, at first, it might seem like scoped slots are only really useful for this sort of situation, where you want to provide the ability to customize what's being rendered inside of a list, but it turns out scoped slots are probably Vue's most powerful feature, and they're sort of the secret sauce to just about all of the other advanced component design patterns that we're going to cover throughout the rest of the course.